I'm going to show you how to insulate your home for extreme conditions. There's lots of places around the world like New Zealand where they're notoriously under-insulated. I'm going to show you how to pick the right insulation for your house. Insulating your home can be an easy DIY job, but there's some key tools and gear that you'll need. You'll need some insulation, some drop sheets, some safety gear like goggles, dust masks and gloves. You'll need to use a knife, and you may need to use some strapping and a stapler. Many homes in New Zealand aren't insulated to match the climate conditions. In 1978, rules were passed to make sure that all new homes were insulated, but still 2/3 of New Zealand homes are either under-insulated or not insulated at all. When choosing the insulation to use, there's many things to consider. Some are more environmentally friendly, like polyesters or wools, and there are some still made from fiberglasses. Other factors with this that you need to consider is if you do have anyone with allergies or asthma, it's particularly important to look at a polyester or wool blend. This home's a really sustainable and environmentally friendly home, and they've used a woolen insulation type. They've actually put a little window here that we can have a look and see. As you can see, they have a really big, thick woolen type insulation in here, but they've also put a membrane around the whole house that's breathable just to enhance the insulation of the home. By doing this, they've created a thermal envelope which completely wraps the whole house and means no warmth can escape. The way insulation works is it's not that it warms the house or cools it down, but simply it works as a barrier to the outside. So if your house is warm, it will keep the warm in, and if it's cold outside, it will keep the cold outside. To the inverse of that, on a really hot summer's day, it'll be a barrier between that, so your house will remain cool. Installing insulation is a relatively easy DIY job, but you do need to consider there are some strict criteria around it, so you may need to consult with a professional or talk to your local council. The aim when installing insulation is to make sure there's no gaps and you have it snug in all areas. To do this, you need to use a craft knife to cut right around the edges to make sure it fits just right. In some areas like your roof space or walls that you do have it on a lean, or even subfloors, you'll need to use things like a strap and a stapler to make sure that it won't sag over time. One of the most important things to consider when choosing insulation is the R value you want to buy. The R value is a measure of how efficient the insulation is and how much it will stop air movement between two varied areas. The higher the R number, the more efficient it is. But do check with your local council, as each area does have minimum requirements in the building codes. Another important thing to consider when buying insulation is the sizing on the packets. This should normally show the width, height and thickness of the insulation. Pay real close attention to the thickness, as if it's too thick for the area you have, it will compromise the insulation and you'll effectively be paying for insulation that you're not getting. Insulation isn't the only thing you need to consider. Almost 10% of heat is lost through drafts. Things like good draft excluders like this one are key to making sure you maintain that thermal envelope around your house. Another factor to consider when creating a thermal envelope of your home is around your windows. You want to make sure where possible you can have double glazing to prevent heat loss, and make sure you use something like a really thick curtain or blind to prevent any further heat loss. If you live in extreme weather conditions, want to make your house warmer, or want to save a bit of money on your heating and cooling bills, then choosing the right insulation is key.